Well, hello again from Chiang Mai, Thailand. Today I've scored a tropical fruit that I've never seen before and I certainly haven't tasted before. I had to scramble to find out exactly what it was called, and so this is going to be a real adventure for me and you. And in fact, this is called a Santoil, Santol. That comes from the Filipino. The Thais call it Krathon, and the scientific name is Sandoricum coechape or coechape. I'm not really sure how that's supposed to be mangled, but I'm doing my best to do so. What's interesting about this, there should be apparently there's several different cultivars of this, and many of them are radically different as to the composition of the insides. There's a red variety as well as this yellow variety. Different layers or have different availability and taste and flavor. So even if I had eaten one of these before, I can't even find a good concrete description because they seem to be all different. So let's tuck into this and see what it's all about. You know, initially I saw this in the market and I thought it was just a small coconut or something. And then on closer examination, so look at them. So it kind of looks like a giant overweight pear. There's little grooves or wrinkles around the perimeter. You can pick that up there. Yeah, see that? Definitely an interesting fruit. I was looking at it at the market and I was squeezing some of those guys, and the vendor said, "Please don't squeeze it," you know, and he sort of freaked out a little bit because I'm guessing it can be easily bruised. This is not a very soft fruit as it is right now. I'm not sure if it's ripe or not. I don't see any green features on it, so I'm assuming this is good and ready to eat, but it feels pretty firm. So without further ado, I'm going to try to slice this open and do a biopsy and go on to a taste test. Okay, let's dissect this sucker here. What I think I want to do is just sort of cut it down the middle here. Get a good idea of its section. That was pretty good so far. I'm running into a little resistance here, and I imagine there's some seeds in there someplace. Yeah, I've been cautioned definitely not to swallow the seeds. In fact, generally with fruits, it's really a good practice to avoid eating the seeds unless you know exactly what it's all about. So here's one here that I sliced through the seeds, so that was the resistance that I was running into. Let me get a spoon. I'll be right back. Yeah, here's a spoon. The sources that I read about this suggest that some cultivars at certain ripeness, certain stages of ripeness, can be eaten like a spoon. And the outer rind there, you can see that, a little bit wet, and the inside is pale. And it's got a sort of mealiness, almost like a pear. Okay. Let's see the other seed is living over here. And my point is the flesh that's around the seed is pretty soft. See that here? It's really soft. It's white sort of moist. Definitely moist, yes, definitely moist. And it looks like the outer area on the rind here is darker. It looks really firm, almost like a watermelon. See it real close there. So okay, so it looks like I'm going to be okay scooping this out with a spoon and eating it. Let's do the taste test. All right, this is my first chance to eat a Santoil or Krathon. Let's check this out. And like I said, I'm going to scoop this out with a spoon. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities to pumpkins. For instance, see, this is like, these threads are hanging on to the piece here. And that is kind of, it's very similar to a pear in texture. Very soft. Moderately sweet, kind of sharp. There's a sort of pear / melon flavor to it, but it's yeah, let's see now, I'm trying to find more edible parts. I wonder if I go deep into this. Okay, I'm going towards the rind there to see how that is. It doesn't taste much different. There's a, with any of these, describing any of these really exotic tropical fruits, if I say it's like a pear or like a peach or like a watermelon or whatnot, that's really far from the truth. There's a lot of different flavors in here. Some of them seem familiar, but it's hard for me to put a name to them right now. I might come up with something later, but it's overall, it's kind of a strange fruit to dissect. It's not real convenient. I mean, there must be another way to open it out and eat it. And overall, the flavor is very nice, very unique. Yeah, this is somewhat reminiscent of a cherimoya in texture. I'm just getting that. I haven't had a cherimoya in a long time. I might be able to find one here, and that would be a real delight. So, the flavor of a cherimoya, not really close to my memory buds, so I can't guarantee that I can recall this. Now, when I picked this up, when I saw this at the market the other day, they had some out that had been shelled, I guess you'd call it, or peeled, whatnot. All this was out inside of a plastic wrapper for sale like that. And it definitely had a weird, alien, wrinkled appearance to it. I'm not sure how they got that peeled like that, but I can see like a ice cream scoop sort of approach would be helpful. There we go. We're turning out some pieces here that just sort of break away. All right. There's your little shell there. I could make a jack-o'-lantern out of it, I suppose. It's very strange. I mean, on one side it looks like a pear, and the inside it looks like a pumpkin. Here's some of the flesh that I've dug out. And it's all quite white, soft. I have to make sure I'm avoiding the seeds here, or anything else that's inedible. No, that's a seed. Wow. The flesh really clings on to the seed very, very strongly. Again, making it a difficult plant to eat, difficult fruit to eat, I should say, and probably interferes with its commercial exploitation. It is sour. I'm getting that now. It's sweet and sour, and there's a taste that's hard to describe, of course. And this is sort of brown here. This little element here. I'll take a chance to see what that is. It's a little firmer. Not as sour. Now what is almost an almond flavor. No, I'm not going to discuss you with any more of it. It's a little stringy too with my eating, but it's definitely an interesting fruit. It hasn't become one of my favorites. I think if the seeds were easy to break away from the pulp, that might be a little bit more pleasant to eat, easier to eat. Hard to find. I'm really surprised I ran into it here. It's normally in the Philippines, which is why the standard name Santoil is a Filipino name, and we are calling it Krathon here in Thailand. What else can I say about it? If you find something like this, it's worth trying. Whether I would rate it really high on my list of tropical fruits, I've got others that I like for many different reasons. But I'm glad I found it, and I'm glad I tasted it. And I hope you enjoyed my little adventure here with this unusual and adventurous fruit. Thanks a lot, and see you next time.